Hello and welcome to the Cinebums podcast with Luke and John.
Hello.
Uh, yeah, the two German guys. One is so German that his wife is German, and he's going to Germany this weekend.
That's right.
We embrace Germany at the Cinebums.
Yes, yes. And don't worry, it's only Western Germany, so we won't be going to the former Soviet half.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I know that would get me canceled if I did that. So, just
Want to stay
Western
peace,
Germany.
want to stay politically correct Germany here.
That's right. I do not want to offend anybody. Um,
Everybody.
I want to offend everybody. But yes, that's that's what I'm doing. Yeah. But before that trip, I just had to get out all of these 2025 movies that I have
Yeah, yeah.
been watching.
John is on a historical run. How many again?
Since we last, I can't remember when we last spoke or
When we last
recorded.
spoke. I think it was like at the beginning of August.
Yeah, so like a monthish maybe, and I've
Yeah.
seen seven 2025 movies in that
Wow.
time. So folks, it's about time you followed me on Letterboxd, so you can see this incredible run for yourself. And don't worry, I rarely leave a review, so you won't have to do too much homework to catch up. You can uh, easily see my diary there. But yeah, seven in the month of August.
Pretty spectacular.
It's
And
special.
also not to, flex John even more, but
Uh-oh,
I think I
uh-oh.
saw that John has been also watched some weird Criterions too.
Mm, that I did.
I
Thanks
think on
for flexing
Saturday
on my
I was
behalf.
like, John watched a weird Criterion, a weird maybe foreign policy Criterion I saw.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm curious as to which one you're referring to exactly.
Oh, which one you
Because
do?
I've watched
Okay.
so many weird stuff.
John,
Uh,
are we both drinking matcha?
no,
What is that?
this is a THC sparkling lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I just saw it was greenish and
oh,
so I
actually, you know what? I will, so I think it's the glass that makes it look green. I don't think I can get it in here.
oh, okay.
But anyway, this is a McDonald's Hawaii cocktail glass that we found at a thrift
Um
store, and we got four of them, like a whole set. And they're these like, remember back in the day when McDonald's would like you could get um like specialty plates or like
no, I don't at
glassware. You
all.
don't remember
No.
that? Oh
No.
man. I swear we had like special edition plates that you could get with some meal at McDonald's in
So
like
like
the late
the
90s.
family collected the plates and stuff.
Yeah, so we just had a few of them, and maybe they did some that were like Happy Meal things or something too. I don't know. But
But this is one of those
um
glasses.
so yeah, we found these at a thrift store. It's like the McDonald's Hawaii division made these cocktail glasses with like this Hawaiian art on them. And then it just says McDonald's Hawaii on it. And it's just, yeah. It's
That's
like
worth keeping.
they're clearly from like early 90s,
Yeah, yeah.
and some old person just collected them and then or died or got rid of them. And
It's a
yeah, we took
collector's item,
advantage.
yeah, at this point.
Yeah, it was like $3. So
Yeah, I thought for
but
sure
yeah.
that was like that looks just like a matcha like I'm drinking. A matcha latte with oat milk. You also can't see mine.
That's
Yeah. But
Yeah, at
here's how
first I
I
thought you were just holding up your hand, but it literally just disappears. Yeah.
Have you heard that Louis CK bit where he's like I'm on the subway. I wasn't holding anything, but I just like to stand like this. Sometimes I just walk around standing like this. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm so
Um,
into these matcha lattes, John, that I even have a milk frother.
wow. So are you
Yep.
making them at home?
A shitty one, but might I say, like a $10 Target one. Let's not, get ahead of ourselves. I thought milk frothers would be more expensive than they are, but yes, I am making them at home.
Wow.
So I don't have to spend the $7 that coffee bean charges for the matcha lattes, even though I probably will still get those, but yeah. I like matcha lattes that much that I'm gonna make them at home like this for wholesome afternoons where I podcast. Uh,
They're perfect for podcasting.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I gotta be honest, I really want to like matcha, but I just don't think I do.
You're either on the matcha train or you aren't, John. That's what I
That's what
found is yeah.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
found
you either
people who don't
really
like
love it or
matcha.
you yeah. But it's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah.
it's a thing that I feel like once a year I've all right, maybe I'll try it. I'll try this place's
Yeah, yeah,
matcha
yeah,
and maybe I'll
yeah,
like this one or a different,
yeah, yeah.
I just tried a different version or something and it's just never done it for me. Um, so
That's
yeah.
fair, yeah.
But I
Just taste
respect you.
wise or caffeine wise? I respect you as a person.
I don't hold it against you. Um, yeah, taste wise.
Yeah,
I,
yeah. That's what for most
maybe
people.
maybe part of it's that it was like in my mind I pictured it tasting different too.
Right.
There's another thing like that too, like you know that ice cream that's like is it mochi or
Yes, yes.
mochi?
Hmm.
That stuff too. I was like, "Oh man, that looks delicious. I feel like I'm gonna like that." And then I try it and I really don't like it at all and don't understand how people do like it. But
Yeah.
I just feel
I
like it's
don't
one of those things. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can see those being categorized together as you don't like this, so you don't like that.
Yeah.
Um I've been watching this like it's this YouTube channel. I think it's called like Soul Life, like SOL Life. It's like this girl vlogging her trips to Japan.
Mm.
Um And there's this one video, and I've been getting really into them because they're so peaceful and wholesome. And I don't go anywhere. Unlike you, John, going to Germany uh, this upcoming weekend, I do not go anywhere. I go from Northridge to Burbank to West Hollywood. I don't go anywhere else. I'm in
Well,
this bubble.
you live where people vacation, so, where's
Yes,
there to go?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now I'm not vacationing though by any means, but yeah. So, anyways, this girl, yeah, like so I become into her Japan videos, and she goes to this one town. I forget what it's called. It would be so much better if I could reference it in the town now as I'm
Tokyo.
talking, but I can't. Yeah, right. No, it's not Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, man, I forget. But the town is very known for their matcha. So you're just watching, and this girl is just trying every matcha from so many cafes. She learns how to make her own matcha at one place, and it's just like nonstop during this video. This girl's trying matchas, and I was like, all right, I don't like. So you're on one. I like matcha. You don't like matcha, but I don't like matcha as much as this girl does. Definitely not. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
does.
Just do a whole matcha tour.
Yeah, it really was. It
Yeah.
was like a matcha tour. That's something. But before we get into the movies today, John, I have maybe something that's funny that I want to bring up.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So I was at an open mic because I'm doing stand-up comedy now. For those of our listeners who care, or if just for the void, I'm doing stand-up comedy. Uh, and so I was doing, I'm at an open mic, and all these comedians are joking about how they're joking about how everyone has a podcast nowadays, uh,
hmm.
and how it's a problem and stuff like that. And
Were you getting ready to fight?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, and I think we even talked about this topic like last time, but like more
Yeah.
on the bigger scale of things. And yeah, but so I go up, and the first thing I say is like awkwardly is like, I have a podcast. And you're right. it is a problem. And then it was just really awkward. And I was like, all right. And then I think the next thing I did was I went like, so I'm the only one here with a podcast, and I was. No one else there had a podcast, and I was like, sometimes I listen to other podcasts while I edit my podcast. I go like, I want to listen to something better, that smart, much more sophisticated than these guys. That also got no laughs at all. So it's like my first like thing was like, I don't know, material, so maybe with some material about like us a little bit, or like about, Cinebums related, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And it all bombed like crazy. But I think
Wow.
like if you were aware, if they were aware of us and the Cinebums podcast and how the real deal we are, I think it would have been hooting and hollering and
That's the thing. We are, we might not be very mainstream or like on the all the top of the podcast charts, whatever, but
yeah,
we're your favorite podcasters' favorite podcasters. So,
yeah,
it's a little more underground. So that's if the crowd was a little more hip, then I think they would have got it better. So that's on them.
yeah. They weren't hip.
Yeah.
That's the first sign when a joke doesn't work, John. That's the first thing I think is,
Yeah.
man, this is not a hip crowd. I get it.
Yeah.
But we all got to deal with them. They're not, some people aren't as hip as others. We got to be patient with them, and the fact that they're not in on the trends.
Yeah. All those the normie crowds out there. Yeah. That's it would have been funny if that guy was just like trashing podcasts and then at the end of his set he's like, "All right, yeah, I'm John Doe, please go listen to my podcast on podcast platform." Like he like plugged his
Yeah,
podcast at the
yeah.
end. Yeah.
Yep. Nope, but he just meant it.
Well, yeah.
Uh and then here's I get off stage. And I did not do well. And the host goes like he's like, Luke, that was Luke Mueller. Listen to his podcast so he doesn't kill himself. And I'm like, fuck this fucking.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. I was frustrated after this mic, might I say. I was aggravated, not just from that, too, but that definitely was
Wow.
like, yeah, that was an aggravating thing.
Wow.
Because again, this is a great podcast.
Yeah.
and and I will not let random open micers take down years of hard work and
Yeah.
yep, and innovation that we've done.
Yes, and our extensive research and studies that we've done on podcasting, I think
Yeah, yeah.
we know what we're doing here. So
Well, they didn't know, John, that we had cropped the scene, the Rocky 2 doo-wop scene, and put it on Downers Grove.
yeah.
If they had known that, they would probably think before they spoke, you
Yeah,
know?
maybe do your research next time before you start throwing punches like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because if that is not one of the greater things that will hit social media soon, when it'll probably will by the time this episode is out. That is,
Yeah.
yeah, a
I'll just
killer
say
killer thing to exist.
you won't see Joe Rogan or Amy Poehler doing that on their show. So,
Right, right.
yeah.
Like, Jamie, do you think you could crop?
Pull up the picture of downtown Downers Grove. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think you could make Office Beach Day into a Criterion thing? I think that'd be funny. Is that within your capabilities, Jamie? Do you think we have the budget for that on JRE?
Soon enough they'll see what we've got going on here and yeah, they'll take back their words, I'm sure. Or they'll finally laugh at those jokes.
Yeah, yeah. Either one is the win that
Yes.
I really need over here.
Just some recognition, that's all. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. Well, and speaking of innovation, we're going to do the very innovative thing today and talk about a movie that came out a month ago, uh, over a month ago. And
Whoa.
we're going to start with Eddington today because we never talked about it because we were talking about The Office and we had to, produce our radio show K-Bum. So, you
Yeah.
know,
We've had a lot of on our plate, so we couldn't get
yeah,
to this
yeah.
just yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we move at the pace of us here. Uh
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't know, John, what did you think of Eddington?
Well, I really loved Eddington, and I think to be honest, was not like anticipating this movie that much initially because I was just kind of over in my head. I was just very over COVID related things,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was disappointed when I first heard that this was going to be about like a town during like 2020 because I'm like, it's not that far away. I'm still just like kind of over that. But then I honestly, once I had kind of heard about how divisive it had been, like in that first week, I was like intrigued enough. I had like nothing to do um like this week, and so I went to one of the showings. And I gotta say, the theater was also um like packed, and it was interesting seeing it with a Minneapolis crowd too.
Hmm.
Because there was a decent amount of footage of like George Floyd protests, and even at one point the Minneapolis mayor comes on the screen, and everybody in the theater started booing.
Mm,
So yeah, it was with the Minneapolis crowd, and it was
yeah.
yeah, like people were, it felt like a cathartic experience for the crowd in a way too, because there were just like the George Floyd stuff really hits home here still. And I wasn't here during that time, but I could tell like people in the theater were like really, I don't know, it's just still like a lingering thing. And you
It's
could
more
tell that with
intense.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell with their like reactions to things. And I think I honestly feel like everyone in the theater was like laughing and having a great time with this movie too, that just like
Mm,
enhanced my enjoyment of it as
that's good.
well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really thought it was great. I think it um I don't know, I think people are maybe upset about it for not for like making light of these things that were like really important that and still are, but I don't know, I think it also like for me it's just seemed like a good look into like how kind of crazy we all really got and how
Hmm.
crazy in terms of just like everybody's on edge and angry and shouting at each other and trying to be like, okay, what do I need to pay attention to now? What do I need to say?
Yeah.
Like it was kind of
Yeah.
like a mass like culture storm of all this stuff that we're confronting at once. And I felt like this was like for me, it was just like a nice look back on that and how kind of silly some things were, silly and performative some things were, and maybe hollow, but then also like the ignorance of the other side of it too. And um I feel like it also captured, I feel Joaquin Phoenix's character was captured a certain type of like conservative person in like these smaller towns who doesn't like and obviously he's much more, there's much more to his character than just being some innocent conservative guy from a small town. But in the beginning, on like the surface level, it's like a guy that clearly is not in touch with what the discourse is with young people and things going on in the world, and not because he's a bad person inherently, but he is just sort of in his own world, and he's still treating everybody with respect, and then just kind of starts to slowly lose his mind too. And I felt like that's what, you know, the big part of it too was like slowly losing our minds at what is going on and not really just being angry and not feeling
Yeah.
like anyone has any control on what's happening or what is like the future even look like. Uh, and so yeah, I really enjoyed it for that. And um, yeah, and maybe I'll rewatch it and it won't hit as hard as it did because of the crowd I saw it in. But yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too, and I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything you said.
As you should. Yeah.
Um, and like I didn't, I saw it out here, which is different. I think maybe it was different. I think my theater it felt like everyone was like more confused with what they were watching.
Hmm, interesting.
Um, that was my theater. I'm not saying that's how everyone views it out here, but
Yeah.
like when people say it's divisive, like there, I think this movie is like is like matcha, John. You're either with it or you're not. And I think that's the case. And I got that vibe out here because I've overheard people talk about it, and a lot of people were saying that like Ari Aster was out of his element with making this, or like I don't know, have just there's a lot of industry people here, and so the industry people especially can be annoying when they talk about movies because they are very know-it-all-y. They think that they
Hmm.
know everything about the industry and they judge so harshly what comes out and what the stars are doing and what the creatives are doing. Like the amount of people, you think I was rough on Dakota Johnson bombing on Fallon with her boob shirt. You should hear what people say about Dakota Johnson out here. Oh my God, way worse. I'm easy on Dakota Johnson with that. Besides that moment that I just wanted to point out weirdly, I respect Dakota Johnson. Um, but Eddington, like, yeah, like I just yeah, it's like when people are too close to something or too into something or too nerdy about something. I think you find this, I don't know, they kind of ruin it a little bit. I don't know. This is just a rant. Another movie
Hmm.
goer rant that I have, but uh yeah, I liked Eddington and it really hit for me the right way. And I thought it was very funny and just very entertaining, and I think it had a lot to say, and I kind of agree with everything that you said about what it is like trying to say, and I think there's a lot of the generational differences, but I think there's even more that it's trying to say that I could probably get on rewatch,
Hmm.
and it's just kind of a fun satirical world, but I also find that satires are divisive and people don't always click with the ones that work. I don't know. It really is subjective. Like sometimes the ones that work for me, it doesn't click with some people. And the ones that really don't work for me, sometimes that clicks with people. And that's very infuriating. Like that the Don't Look Up Adam McKay's film, you can reference
Yeah.
that time and time again.
Yeah.
That's a film that really, yeah, clicked with some people randomly. I know it didn't click with a lot of people, but with some people it clicked, and that's weird to me.
Hmm.
Uh, or like I don't know, I think Spike Lee's Chirac gets is a movie that is very uh I don't know if this is the right comparison, but it's very it gets a lot of hate. People
Yeah.
really hate on Chirac if it gets brought up, but for me, it's kind of a movie with a sense of humor that has a lot to say that is weird. And so a lot of these like weird movies like Eddington is super weird.
Hmm.
Um, it's super weird, it's super satirical, it's trying to say a lot, it's ambitious, it also looks good. Um, yeah, but for me it worked. For me it
Yeah.
worked. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I feel like too, like obviously it's like Chirac or this, they're like touchy subjects
sure, yeah,
because they are important things overall. So I feel like I don't know. Like I saw some takes that it's like, oh, every year some
yeah, yeah.
white guy director needs to make his edgy commentary movie or something, and it's like I don't even think he's like being edgy. I mean, like
No, yeah,
trying to be like ed like I feel like it's such like an insulting thing to say. Like I think it's like yeah, a satirical look at a small town in the US when all this stuff is going on, where it's like some people in small town are like so confused because it's like the outside world where all this stuff is going on doesn't seem like it's like near them or close to them. So it's like for some of them, it's why does this matter to us? I don't know. It's
yeah.
just like, um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I forget what exactly my point was, but
I think it also
yeah,
works so well in like in that the classic Western sense
yeah,
of even with an out not even thinking about the outside world. Of course, here he has all the phone scenes, so he's bringing all the the outside world stuff and the speculation on that and like the triggeredness and the wokeness that he brings in
yeah,
and stuff like that. But it still is kind of about condensing like certain American American issues that have been going on recently and condensing it into like the small town hierarchy that he creates because the hierarchy is so small. It's just like Joaquin and Pedro Pascal, and you
yeah,
recognize everything. You recognize the same street. You know who works for Joaquin and like how everyone's connected. So it's also just like even to bring it out of the COVID genre, it's also just like a Western, like a that something that like John Ford would make or something like that that is just very foundational to American storytelling and about kind of about just just used
yeah,
to as a framework for what's going on in the country a lot of the times. Um,
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah. And I feel like something well, this is just a movie too that I just afterwards I all I wanted to do was talk about it. Um,
nice.
and yes, I'm sure if we podcast like the day after, I would have probably had a whole list. Um, but like another thing too is like the discourse around the movie almost is exactly what the movie was portraying, like how we're all at each other's throats and trying to, police each other on like saying the right thing or doing the right thing or caring
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
right thing, but not acting a certain way, not definitely not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
what like Nancy Pelosi putting the African kente cloth on and stuff like that.
Oh man, yeah.
Like that stuff we can look back and laugh at. But something too from the movie was this underlying tech company that's like building a data center in the town or trying
Right.
to.
Hmm.
And that is like introduced early on and then it's slowly, it's sprinkled in throughout. And then what happens in the end is the tech company, while everybody has been like killing each other, arguing with each other, screaming at each other, all this crazy shit has been happening between the regular people. This tech company then has then come in and then they got the data center, so they won, and everything's going on along with like their plan. And I felt like that was like a clear, while all these things are like tearing everybody apart and like on an individual level, then it's all these like billionaires and tech companies that hold all the power in our world that
Yeah,
are
yeah. That
just
was something that
winning.
had to be brought into the mix,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, yeah, he left no stone unturned in a way.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah. And I also thought like Joaquin Phoenix was just so funny and the right
Yeah.
guy as the one who you're spending most of the journey with. He was just perfect because it was both funny and there was buffoonery, but also it was like it required an intensity as well, and he brought all that. And for me, it was one of probably my favorite Joaquin roles in a little while. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was perfect. He was uh like even just yeah, his mannerisms. There were like I our theater was like howling at him when he's like
yeah.
in the middle of the protest, like, trying to like talk to
Oh
people
yeah,
and he's got his phone out.
that's one of my favorite scenes I think of the movie
Yeah.
too.
And he's just
Yeah.
like trying to hold back, but then also
Yeah.
just
That
getting
that
losing his
scene has
mind.
so much going on. There's like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I think he wrote like the Gen Z types in probably just a way that uh I've wanted to like express of how they are, like the kid who's talking to his white parents and he's like you're fucking white or whatever. I forget what he says to them and they're like you're white or something
Yeah.
like that. That don't want to come across as like anti woke, but there is the obvious like side to where you everyone no if you're even if you lean liberal that you cannot admit that there are the very annoying like young like young ultra woke people that are
Yeah.
like that kind of poked the bear and led to I think this is from Marin's special where he says that he like that annoyed and like they were liberals were so annoying that Trump got elected basically. That's like
Yeah.
that yeah.
Yeah, I mean that I think is what I was trying to get at too earlier was that I don't know, I feel like we're getting to a point where we can look back on certain things from the past, from the Trump era that everybody's just kind of sick of and
Hmm.
like also like getting, like his joke Mark Maron's joke about like how you can't they the whole thing was about free speech. They couldn't say what they wanted to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
actually they
yeah.
could. So the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
reason they wanted to elect him was because so they could say the R word again. And then
Yeah,
it's
you're
like, was
like
it worth it, you
was
fucking
it worth
retards?
yeah, was it
Yeah.
worth it, you fucking retard?
And that I feel like
No.
is a good like encapsulation of like how
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people on the left are feeling now is like, all right, fine, maybe we went a little too far or like
Yeah.
annoying with some things.
Yeah.
And yeah, like these privileged white girls, whose
Yeah.
parents put them through grad school and are now,
Yeah.
but now they're living, I don't know. I won't go, I won't describe some like too specific, but just like that liberal urge to try to educate every single person you come across on
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
they're so privileged and
It's like, Eddington's capturing these two extremes very wonderfully, I think.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, which is the problem is just it's so the dichotomy and how it's so extreme and everyone just kind of needs to even out a little bit. Which I hope is happening. It's hard to say now. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's probably not happening. But
I feel like maybe to an extent, it's definitely hard to tell in Minneapolis because and I'm sure LA, it's
yeah,
hard to tell
yeah.
because
No, it's definitely hard to tell here.
they're very, these are very liberal,
Yeah.
places. But
Yeah.
I feel like I get the sense, and especially, I guess, in my like theater, that people are like ready to just like laugh about this and like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is happening? Like, we
Yeah.
gotta like start doing better. Like, that's. ultimately I felt like um people who I watched it with were more cynical, not in like a negative way, but in a yeah, what the fuck is like maybe we all uh didn't need to like rip each other's throats out if they didn't post a black square on Blackout Tuesday or like all this like
Mm,
guilt stuff too. While we're all on our parents' phone plans still,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, our parents helped pay for our college and whatnot. So um, now maybe I'm trying to
yeah.
check everybody on their privilege. See,
Right.
it's just an endless cycle.
It kind of yeah, it kind of comes back to that.
And yeah, I feel like people are just getting sick and tired of any, I don't know,
Like
of
I
all of
both
like the
both
bullshit.
both extremes. Yeah, both
Yeah.
extremes. Yeah. It's kind of like it's hard not to continue to be like and sometimes an angry liberal just because of like Trump now,
Hmm.
but I have been tired of it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if it weren't for like Trump being there, I wouldn't probably have any, you know, wouldn't have anything to say, but because
Yeah.
Trump's there, you get like then you get back into it and it just feeds it. And maybe that's also part of the problem is uh
Yeah.
that's how it starts and how it continues. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But anyways, yeah, I guess it makes sense that Eddington brings up this many opinions and feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
But that is what great filmmaking does, and
That's right. Damn it.
you know, and it's kind of cool that this horror former horror director has expanded
Yeah.
his cinema consciousness this much. I like it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next. I'm kind of on board. I like. I mean, going from Midsummer to the last two, and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. I'm excited to see what the man has in store left, and I like every interview with him. He's a really good guy and knows so much about film and has a very, I think, respectable, somewhat of like a self-awareness and a humility and a sense of humor for a serious director that I like. So I think he's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I feel like he maybe came across as like pretentious to me at first. I don't know why, but the more you see of him, the more he just seems just like a film, kind of a film nerd trying to do his own thing. And yeah, I enjoy when people do their own thing, you know? They, they're not trying to just be famous or something, you know? They're making true art. I'll shut up now and
I
we'll
don't
move
know.
on. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why that one's funny, but I don't know why.
Uh,
Uh, well, on a lighter note, now another movie that came out a month ago was the great Adam Sandler.
hmm.
The great Adam Sandler came out with his follow-up to one of his all-time great movies, Happy Gilmore 2, which has almost everybody in the world in it.
Yeah. Oh my
Have
God.
have you checked on your grandma lately, John? Because if you haven't, she might have been in Happy Gilmore 2, you know?
Whoa, that's where she is. I've been looking for you, Grandma.
I feel like we're developing more of the like radio thing is crossing
Yeah.
over to here more.
Yeah. It's seeping through.
Juicy John and Laser Luke are never, that it's hard for
It's
laser
always
the laser.
there.
Yeah, it's hard for the laser not to come out. Um, while John, it's with John, it's hard not to ease the juice, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so here's what I mean by, every your grandma might be in this movie, okay? So we got Benny Safdie, we got Ben Stiller, we got Bad Bunny, we got Dennis Dugan, John Daly, Haley Joel Osment, Jackie Sandler, Sadie Sandler, Sonny Sandler, Oh, add
Oh,
add on IMDb. Sorry guys for the Ethan Kutkoski. For those who don't know him, he's an actor from the series Shameless. Uh
okay.
he yeah, he plays kind of the Gen Z people that we're talking about on Shameless. Steve Buscemi, Kevin Nealon, who always seems to come into a movie with a very random role. Uh Eric
Yep.
Andre, Margaret Qualley, Post Malone. Uh, I'm skipping the ones that I don't know. So if you know, if others know these people, I'm sorry. There's some, I think real golfers now is what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
that's I
There's a bunch
honestly
of real golfers.
didn't know a lot of the golfers. I recognized a couple of them, but I
You
didn't
know
know
why,
that most of them
John?
were
You know why?
golfers.
Because you have a life. That's
Yeah.
why.
And I got to be honest, I'm very anti-golf as well. So
All right, all right. Well, we'll talk about that later. Not because I'm pro golf, but I've had thoughts about golf recently.
uh-oh.
Travis Kelsey, Nick Swardson, Eminem, Robert Smigel, the great Robert Smigel, up there with one of the great comedy writers of Greg. You know, like you got Greg, you got your Greg
Shout
Daniels,
out.
and you got your Robert Smigel, John Lovitz, Rob Schneider, and might I say, the terrible Rob Schneider. uh, oh, and well, we're back to great here. The great Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
And boy, if anyone deserves a great Reggie Bush, Chris Berman, uh, and that's
Jim
pretty much
Downey is in it
that's
too,
enough.
if we're talking
Yes,
about
great
amazing
comedy
comedy
writers. Yes,
writers.
yeah, yeah. He is. He's one of the greats.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is so Happy Gilmore 2, whether you enjoy it or not, we'll get into whether we did. You will always, at the very least, and this is one of the great American pastimes, you will see someone you know in this movie.
Yeah.
And boy, did we. It was every scene you see someone you know in the most random role imaginable. Uh,
Yeah,
and
there's
I would say,
even Boban was in there like
yes, yes, yeah. I noticed that and I was like,
crying, running from his
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mom or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, I mean, that is what you picture for an Adam Sandler production. He's going to get all these people he likes, and they're going to make a movie together and have a great time. Um, but I don't know, John, what type of time did you have with Happy Gilmore 2?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty shitty, but it was exactly what I expected. Uh it didn't surprise me. I guess it did surprise me in the sheer amount of cameos. Because I knew there would be a lot, as there always are, but I this for sure has to be the record for celebrity cameos in an Adam Sandler movie. Um, and it's more than just the usual suspects of his like buddies and Shaq and uh, that one guy with like the crossed
Yeah, yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah. Who's
He's
always
always in
there.
there.
Yeah.
Nick Swardson. Uh, Yeah, I just I feel like this was just they knew they would get a bunch of people wanting to watch it because there's still a huge uh audience of guys that love Happy Gilmore
Yeah.
and would totally eat up another one. And they also love golf too. There's a like it's such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
like the golf comedies are so highly regarded in the golf community. And
Hmm. I didn't
and
know that.
yeah, just within like the bro sphere too. And I don't know if that's cliche, but it's like Caddyshack and Happy Gilmore are like the funniest
Hmm.
movies ever.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
I can see that.
and so yeah, I think it totally is going to hit that audience of sort of the general sports bro that doesn't
Hmm.
really watch a lot of movies, but of course they rewatch Adam Sandler movies all the time, and
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
they're just gonna think,
The
yeah, it's
Water
whatever.
Boy is a very sports bro
Yes.
movie as well.
Yep. Quote to the guys that are quoting Adam Sandler movies unironically still to this day, they are gonna think that it's like, oh yeah, they're just gonna say it wasn't as good as the first one, but I didn't think it would be, But that's like the only negative they would really say. Am I sounding too pretentious
No,
or something? Okay,
no,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with what you're saying.
I don't, I realized after I said that it kind of sounds like like an elitist take, but um, yeah,
It's
I just felt like it
nothing
was,
elite going on here, John.
yeah, between our show and this movie, there's nothing elite.
Yeah, in this moment, this is the least elite moment of the day we'll probably have. Um, yeah, I don't know if I thought it was. All right, all right, all right. I agree. I think it is shitty, but um,
I don't like hate it because
yeah,
I
yeah,
still think it's
yeah.
shitty, but I'm not like it's exactly what I thought it would be.
Like, I rated it a 3, and I think it's just because one, I'm as big of a Sandler defender, which
Hmm.
is a weird phrase that, like, to me, that you have to defend Adam Sandler. I think so many people like love Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler like movies do very well. Um, not in terms of critically, but just viewership.
Yeah,
They're always like they kill it in terms of viewership, and everyone is like team Sandman, even like someone who's not into movies. They're like, oh, I love Adam Sandler movies. Like they don't even watch a lot of
yeah,
movies. They're like, I love Adam Sandler movies. Like I think he's so to a degree universally liked. Um, and he also has artistic prestige too. I think like when you say a Sandler defender, I just think that there's some people out there who just want to be like, Adam Sandler hasn't made a good movie in 20 years. And then you just want to be like, shut up, going
yeah,
at Adam Sandler. And that's it. I think that's the only reason to be an Adam Sandler defender. And then you're like, okay, but he's made Funny People and Uncut Gems and Punch Drunk Love, and both of his comedy specials are masterpieces. Like, that's like, I guess, see, I'm having like this weird like Gollum-esque like argument with myself over like the Sandler haters and the Sandler defenders.
yeah. You've created a dialogue
I've
between
got like
two people.
I've got both arguments going. We
Yeah, classic.
it should just be me doing this for like an hour like
Yeah, just two different characters arguing with each other about Adam
but Click
Sandler.
Click sucked. Actually, I think Click has a lot to say.
Click was his last good movie,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't find a lot of people hating on Adam Sandler nowadays.
I feel like people have gotten over that,
Maybe,
hopefully.
maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
uh,
I think it's like as cliche of a thing as to be like, I don't know, kind of like what we're saying with the consciousness and old like takes. I feel like it's an old, tired take. Um,
yes. Yeah.
yeah, but I think I interrupted you a bit, and I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Thank you for apologizing.
And
My,
also, I had nothing to say, really.
I think I'm good actually. Yeah. No, I think there's just certain things that people are starting to get over. Like everyone was hating on, like everyone. I think there was a
Yeah.
time period where everyone was saying like
It's like
Adam
mid
Sandler
2010s or
sucks.
something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
because he did around like the Jack and Jill times or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Which
Um,
is,
but it's like,
almost a fair reason to give a man hate, I
yes,
guess. Like,
yes. But it was like, I don't know, I feel like it was at a time where we could agree that like we've gotten to a time where it's like we can agree, yes, he's made a lot of like bad movies, but we kind of everybody knows his thing and he's done some really funny things too, and he's like My only, yeah, my thing is I'm not hating on Happy Gilmore 2 because of Adam Sandler. I knew it was going to be, and it wasn't a great movie in my eyes, but I still love Hubie Halloween, so I'll leave it at that.
Nice. That's a good way to end it. Yeah, yeah. I think Happy Gilmore 2 will make you feel a lot of the ways that all the other recent Sandlers do, in which it's stupid. There's not a lot of the jokes are stupid. There's not a lot of effort, but there's a lot of jokes, and the whole thing's really silly. And this one has more star power than others. So I think it's a good one to put on just when you don't really care and you really want to loosen the grip on your life because it will. You're like, oh, you don't have to try that hard. I mean, look at this movie. It's not
Yeah,
trying
right.
very hard. It's not trying
No.
very hard, but it's making millions of dollars. So, like the classic American, get rich quick. You don't have to do anything. I think that's what a lot of the Sandler movies preach. So you really don't have to work too hard to be a
Yeah,
success.
that's
Now,
true.
now here comes the Adam Sandler defender part. Although I will say Adam Sandler does work hard. That is one of the hardest working motherfuckers out there. So I just mean on some of the movies, Sandler and the crew, you cannot make an argument that they're working that hard because specifically on writing jokes and movies and but I love the man, so let's just leave it at that. He's one of the greatest men to ever live. All right.
And stop talking shit about him. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop shit talking him, Luke. Uh,
Let's do Naked Gun because that's another
Comedy.
comedy, but it's one I feel like
Right.
maybe
That.
we both liked or
Yes.
liked
Yes.
more.
Okay. So The Naked Gun, on the other hand, is a comedy that works, and it is probably the best working comedy movie uh, in over a decade. At least one of them. It's on the
Yeah, a long
list.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, boy, was this so fresh and such a fun time at the movies. I would see this again. I mean, yeah, high school me. Oh man, high school me
Oof.
and high school John would have nerded out about this, and we would have been joking about how many coffees there are in every room we pop into and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that, and we wouldn't stop talking about it all day in class or whatever. Yeah, this felt like like a close to home like 2000s comedy, like this was fantastic. I have nothing but good things to say about The Naked Gun 2025.
Yeah, I think it was refreshing to have just like a dumb
Yeah.
comedy like this, but be funny too. Because there's obviously been dumb comedies made uh from the past 10, 15
Oh
years,
yeah.
but
A plethora.
to both just be like really stupid and also be funny and maybe catch you off guard. That is what I think was really great about this. And that's what makes things funny too, is not being able to expect them necessarily. And I think this just being completely bizarre and just going back to that time when I think actually those people quote like things like airplane all the time and
Yeah, yeah.
um all those like early like spoof movies or like Spinal Tap. But I actually feel like
Yeah.
those comedies hold up really well today too. And I think
Yeah.
it's because they're very like accessible um and come across as very dumb, but there's also I don't know, just like a smarter, witty aspect to them too. And um, yeah, I thought The Naked Gun was great. Liam Neeson was perfect. I didn't realize how perfect he would be because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
obviously with like that Taken monologue he has is so funny, but we also like love it. at the same time, and
Right, right.
that's exactly why he's perfect in this role because he's can be so serious but make it really funny too. And
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful vision to take the guy who's been in nothing but serious films, but is kind of such a serious actor
yeah,
that you're like, okay, he should be able to work in these, to see the vision for him in a comedy, a straight comedy, and
yeah.
knock it out of the park. The one scene I remember was like, you remember Ted 2, the Ted 2 moment at the grocery store?
Mm, you might have to remind me.
It's like, so like Liam Neeson shows up and he's like playing one of the Liam Neeson roles that is like of the Taken
Oh,
era. And he's like,
okay,
"Excuse
yeah,
me,
yeah,
excuse me. This has I forget what the line is exactly,
yeah,
but and he's being ultra serious, but it's just the
yeah,
context of it is really funny. Just because it's so unexpected. Yeah. Yeah, and
yeah,
I almost feel like the take like the way I find it interesting that you call the Taken monologue funny, not because I like it's not because I disagree necessarily, but I think like that was like a big cinema, like a big movie moment, right?
oh
Like
yeah,
at the time when that happened.
yeah,
And it's almost like the culture has turned that into and framed that in a funny way now. When
exactly, yeah,
it's not, it never was meant to be, but now it's known as like you can as casually as you just said, yeah, that monologue is just so funny. Like it's
Or he's
you
talking
know
about
what
the
I
people
mean?
that are trying to sex traffic his daughter,
Yeah, there's
and
stuff
he's trying to
tracking, but
kill them.
like
Yeah,
but I've seen memes where like a meme of it where I don't know, they just say when you're blah 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 blah, and it's like a relatable thing, and
yeah,
you get on, and it shows you him get on the phone like that and
yeah,
do the monologue, and you're like, well, and yeah, and I get what you mean of it is funny and like, yeah,
yeah. That's what yeah. It's just become yeah in our culture it's such a funny thing because of the memes and uh and I think because of how serious it is. And at the time it's like,
yeah,
oh, this is like badass, and it's like it was the
right.
perfect trailer to get people excited to
Oh
see
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
why they
I
made
remember
sequels
when
of
that
it.
trailer hit and you're in the theater, you're like, looks like the craziest
Yeah,
movie to ever happen, right?
even
Yeah,
if you were
like,
seeing the trailer for like the fourth or fifth time,
yeah, 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 yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Like this
yeah.
phone call. It's badass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then it's like, yeah, I feel like it's like a nostalgic thing now almost to like look back
Right.
on.
Well,
Like
it's
people,
kind of
it's
like how sorry, but like it's like how
yeah,
Spider-Man, and maybe I'm just in my own bubble and algorithm and that's why I'm saying this, but I feel like Sam Raimi's Spider-Mans and like Star Wars prequels and like Lord of the Rings have so many memes about them taken like that
yeah,
taken scene kind of in that category to a degree.
yeah, definitely. It's like it's memed, but it's also like beloved, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, I really really like this, and it's cool that Akiva Schaffer was the director.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
think writer and
good for
director
him to be
too,
back.
because
Yeah, it's got like
yeah,
4 or 5 writers, I think. It doesn't have
hmm.
Jim Downey, Greg Daniels, or Robert Smigel,
You
but you
gotta have
know,
Smigel in there.
yeah, yeah.
At least
No,
for punch up.
I've had moments, John, because I'm a comedy writing nerd to a degree where I'm like, I should really watch every sketch that Robert Smigel ever wrote
Yeah.
so I can reference it.
Watch every Norm Macdonald weekend update to
Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah. Also
Jim
that. Yeah, yeah.
Downey's yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jim Downey's OJ jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't mean to look this up. I looked up Robert Smigel on my phone, but I
You
don't know
just
what I'm
have that
doing.
bookmarked. You
Yeah.
got to have his bio.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and I guess to follow up Naked Gun, I was so happy and because of Akiva and all that stuff, I like rewatched Pop Star,
Mm, yeah.
Never Stopping. because it's on HBO, and that had been a little bit since I've seen it. And I do remember when I was into it, maybe like 5, 6 years ago, I was like, I probably watched it and I was like, like a little tipsy, a little high, because that's how I watched every movie back then. But but I watched that in that context and it just blew me away, of course. And I watched it again because of Naked Gun. I was riding off the high of Naked Gun, and then I watched Popstar again, and I was like, oh yeah, oh my God, this thing is so great, pop star. And then I watched it again the next day because I just felt like pop star has, like Naked Gun, so many bits that I was like, I'm not going to be able to remember all these if I don't rewatch it. So I felt obligated to watch it twice in a row just so I could actually like retain some of it because pop star has so much going on. Um,
Yeah,
and Naked Gun does too. It's like a joke every, 20 to 30 seconds. And
yeah.
so, you know,
Um, yeah, I love every time I see the poster for Popstar, I just think like the song gets stuck in my head. Where he's like, she said, fuck me like we fucked Bin Laden or whatever.
yeah. Fuck
Like
Bin
the
Laden.
yeah.
Fuck Bin
Yeah,
Laden.
yeah. It's what is it like when he like starts singing real fast, it's like she said she wanted to fuck me like the US military fucked Bin Laden or something like that.
She said she wanted to fuck me like the U.S. military. Fuck me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like an
His
obvious
voice is so
speed. It's
funny.
like an
Yeah.
obvious speed up of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could go a whole episode of just like talking about my favorite bits of Pop Star. It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. Kind of like the way we did Family Guy Star Wars, you know? Like I
Yeah.
could do that with Pop Star is just flooded, man. And again, kind of like Happy Gilmore too, with cameos and except actually very good, and at
Yeah.
the top of the game of everyone's at the top of their game. When Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore 2 is more like everyone's
Phoning it in.
sitting in a lazy boy as they make the
Yeah.
movie, just
Yeah.
switching the channel and being like, this is cool that we're getting paid to, flip channels like this and a lazy
Yeah.
boy. Thanks, Adam.
And I guess about the Naked Gun too, I'll say is that I'm very happy for Pamela Anderson's like
Resurgence.
renaissance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was great too. She's really funny
Yeah,
and
yeah, they were both great
yeah.
and so committed and to
Yeah.
play and I haven't seen the original Naked Gun, John.
Oh, you should for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, I
I
will.
mean,
I've
this
been
is
meaning to.
obviously yeah, I like how I earlier I brought up like Airplane as like an older
Yeah,
movie. I guess I didn't even bring up the original
yeah,
Naked Gun
yeah,
as an
yeah.
example. But yeah, I think those still hold up. And yeah, I don't know. I think right from the beginning when this is a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but when the little girl is walking into the bank, um, and
Yeah.
then he takes, Mission Impossible style, takes his like mask off and everything. I was just like, how did I not see that? I didn't see that coming. Maybe everyone else did from a mile away, but and then I was
No,
like,
yeah, I didn't either. Well, it's
okay,
actually even in the trailers too.
is
That's
it?
what's like. That's where I was like, what? Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I have been straying away from a lot of trailers lately, but and so I don't remember that. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yes, like I was like excited now, like okay, I'm gonna see some like wacky, ridiculous jokes for the next hour and a half, and I was like uh, excited for that. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That the opening sets the tone perfectly of what this is going to be,
yeah,
and it does not let up after that once. It doesn't give you doesn't give you a moment to rest your belly from all the chuckling
yeah,
you're going to be doing during this movie. Yeah, what a delight. What a treat. It's
and
like a
the last thing I'll say, and then I'll shut up about Naked Gun. But there were a lot of like dads in the theater with us.
Okay. Yeah.
And you could just tell. and it was
Right.
giving them that dad laugh, which
Um,
that's like kind of
is that
therapeutic
it?
to hear. It's like
Is that a dad laugh?
you can kind of tell that this guy is like
He doesn't laugh
these,
as much as he used to or something.
yeah, dads, how they can be so serious all the time. But then you give them an old style comedy like this, and then they just
Yeah.
go like, like they
Yeah.
can't. You just hear them in the corner of the theater laughing.
That's funny.
It's a nice feeling. So yeah,
To be in a theater of dads getting their laugh
yeah,
on. That's what we all want, you know.
just yeah, where the dads can really just let loose and laugh. Yeah, it's one of those movies.
All right, move on to weapons.
Yeah, let's do weapons.
All right, I didn't see weapons,
Oh,
but
that's right.
John did. You were waiting for me.
So tell me about it, Luke. Yeah.
John saw weapons, but here's what I'll say. I guess I could open. Here's a question I have because I
Hmm.
want to see weapons. You know, the film, the cinephile in me feels obligated to see weapons, and of course, Barbarian's a great film. But also I remember, for me, John, I remember what happened when I watched Barbarian by myself, and you know, I freaked out a little bit. I was back here in this guest house, you know, in Northridge, California, by myself when I watched it, and I didn't really know what I was watching. And so now I'm
Yeah.
thinking I have to go to the theater. This time will also be by myself. And I've already had these moments recently where I wake up in the middle of the night kind of scared, and I'm not even watching horror movies. So sometimes part of me has been thinking, do I need that? Do I need that added on to maybe some of the anxiety I already feel while I sleep, is what I'm wondering.
Hmm.
So maybe you could
Interesting.
answer that question for me right off the bat.
Wow, I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot like this, but no, I think so. Here's what I'll say: is I saw this alone, but I was not alone because I was in the theater with peers of the human race, and I think let me just describe, I guess, my theater going
They
experience
were peers, yeah.
because I maybe
Yeah.
this will help put you at ease. So I
Yeah.
went to this alone when I needed to get out of the house for a night, and I this is kind of the opposite of your theater going experience a few weeks ago where you mentioned this couple that sat next to you and then
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
wouldn't leave. So
Hmm.
I go and sit in the corner, kind of like the second or third row from the back, and towards the end um, of this theater. And this is a theater without assigned seating, so you just go in and pick your seat. And so I sat there, and then the trailers start. It gets really dark in this theater when the trailers start, but people are like filtering in. And this
Hmm.
happens all the time at this theater. This is my favorite theater to go to in Minneapolis, but it is so dark in there once the trailers start. Like there's not like the lighting that like an AMC will have on like the floor. So when people are
Oh,
coming
so it's
in,
hard to it's hard to like see and move and
yeah.
find your way. Yeah.
And people, it's so funny, like sitting there, and your eyes have adjusted to the darkness when you're sitting there
Right,
for a
right.
little bit. But then people who just walk in from the hallway, they're so lost trying to find a place to sit. It's kind of funny. But
Yeah.
this couple, there's open seats like all around, and like the row ahead of me was completely open. And this couple is like having a hard time seeing. And they then come sit down in my row. I had a beer in my cup holder, and I can tell
Good for you, John.
this guy is about to sit down and he put his hand like where my beer is. So I like grab it quick. And as I'm like moving away, he bumps into my arm and sits down and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he was like,
That
he didn't know, he straight up did
you
not
were
know that
there.
I was even there. And he was like so embarrassed that he
Right, right, right.
like just about sat on top of me. And then so
Just like
then this
sits on your lap.
yeah.
You're like,
And I was
hey
like, no,
there, buddy.
you're good, you're good. But then
Yeah.
so I was like this row, there's four chairs in this row. I was third chair in, just hanging out. And the theater
Yeah.
wasn't like full, so I felt like I could, take up my space. And then this couple doesn't see me, but they sit right next to me. And I'm like, come on. Like this entire like there's a full row
Yeah.
ahead of me that's completely open. The row behind me is like completely open. And they because they could just like put their phone like not the flashlight, but just their phone, like shine their phone a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
and they could see
That's all you
better.
need to do. Yeah.
And of course they stayed there the whole time. And it's whatever, I could have moved over a seat, I guess, but I felt weird because I was already there and they could just
You got
move.
screwed. You got screwed, John. You got
Yeah.
screwed.
But I guess to tie it back to what you were saying is later on there's a part, I guess early on in the movie there is a jump scare. And
Almost right away.
yeah, actually the
Yeah.
very first thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so early on there's a jump scare and the three of us all do that at like the same
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
we had this moment where we all like looked at each other and were like laughing. And it was like a really nice moment actually. And I think we all like relaxed at
We're
that
gonna
moment
be
too, that
we're
we
gonna
were
be
like,
friends for the rest of our
yeah,
lives.
that it's like okay, there might be some more jump scares ahead, but it's like okay, we've gone through this experience together
Yeah. Hmm.
and we're gonna, and it was kind of like a nice moment. We're like I was annoyed at these people at first, but we had kind of a
Yeah, like the tension soothed because of that
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
And so I'll say
That's
that is that if you go it alone, just know there's other people there that are going to be
hmm
also probably feeling the same thing as you. And there were also there was several other. I like this theater too because you can tell there are people who are just into movies that go there on
hmm
their own too. There's always a decent amount of people going on their own. Um, so yeah, that too. I saw plenty of people who were on their own braving it. So. Yeah, I think you can do it. Um,
But I
so I hope
guess
that
like
answers your question.
I mean I don't know if it does, but
Just poured my heart out for you, Luke, and
like well, because like what I'm wondering is like you mentioned the one jump scare, but it's like,
oh,
overall, like how scary is this movie, John?
well, I'm glad you asked, and I'll tell you
Because we didn't get to there
because
yet.
I will say this movie is scary, and
Yeah. Hmm. I'm sure. I'm sure.
and the thing that separates it from other ones too is that there are definitive like jump scares
Hmm.
that really caught me off guard. I would say in something like Nosferatu, I remember even though I know it's a remake and everything, but even without that, I could really see the jump scares coming. And this one less so. And I think there were also those teases where you think there might be a jump scare and it ends up not being anything. But I feel like there were a couple moments that the buildup was really getting me. That I was like, I know
Mm.
there's going to be something. I don't know when, but I know there's going to end. When it happened, it got me. But I would say that it was like I kind of liked that.
Right,
Like
right.
that to me was like energizing. It was keeping me focused too
Hmm.
because I was like wanting to see um what it was. And I think that's what I took away from this whole movie. I really loved Weapons and I felt that it was just it felt to me like just a good solid horror movie that was scary and I wasn't sure where it was going and it felt like something that I could rewatch again and again. Like it was going to be one of those horror movies to
It's like
uh enter your like October
like
rotation.
Barbarian. It's fun and
Yeah. And it was
scarier
yeah.
than Barbarian, or
I think there may be more jump scares. I think Barbarian creeped me out more than this one did,
okay.
I'd
So
say.
I could probably handle it because I could handle Barbarian maybe.
Yes, yes, totally.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Um,
barbarian, if it comes back into my mind sometimes, and it's like late at night, I'll be
mhm.
like, oh my God, that is so fucking creepy, You know
Yeah,
what I
right.
mean? You're like, yeah.
I think
Like
there's
I'll forget
more,
about it. I'm like, oh yeah, the tunnel exists,
and I think that's what makes Barbarian creepier is that it's more like when you're just at home, it could make you worry about things. Like
Yeah.
we have a
You're
creepy
like,
it would make me worried about going into the
there's
basement.
probably like a tunnel below here, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? That I don't know about with all these like little
right.
whatever those guys are down there. Yeah.
But this one, I would say, I don't even think I saw a full trailer for it. I maybe just saw like a teaser of like the kids running.
Hmm.
But besides that, I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
didn't
same.
know much about this at all, and I think
Right.
that really helped me
Probably
too,
the right way to go into it.
because there's sort of when an antagonist starts to reveal itself. I had no idea what it was. I I didn't see anything in the trailer about it, so it really added to sort of the mystery for me.
Yeah, I went
Yeah,
into Barbarian the same way where I did not know anything, and it was such a ride when I was
yeah.
by myself watching it because of that. And then I watched it with a a girl I ended up dating, and like it was so fun to just watch her watch it, and I was like, she's gonna freak out like I did, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I just need to. I haven't, and let's just clear this up. I haven't not seen it because I'm afraid. But like, it's partly just due to time and just trying to find the time
hmm
to see it. But as I've been like thinking, yeah, I should probably get to this, soon because it's been a while that it's been out. That this thought has entered my mind. I'm like, ooh, but it's probably gonna be scary though, man. Are you ready for that? So,
Yeah.
it's it's good to talk about it here, to
Yeah.
get that out here.
And
Uh
I think too what I liked about it is that it was like it felt going back to the roots of just making a good horror movie. I've obviously there's like parallels you can make with it to like school shootings and stuff like that. I guess Zach Krager said it actually was didn't have anything to do with that, which
mhm.
I partially find hard to believe, but I think there's like, well, you could connect it to that a little bit, that it's still at the heart of it, it's just sort of a classic kind of horror movie, a classic modern horror movie, and I feel like easy to get into. And performances were all really great as well. Um, and I think the only thing that I wasn't like super into at first was it's it's not shown chronologically. It's all
Mm.
um God, what's the word? I can't think of it now, but
Non-linear
non-linear.
storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all non-linear, and at first I'm not always into that. So at first I was a little like, no. Like when you first find out that it's gonna be that type of movie, it was a little disappointing,
So
but as it
not a Pulp Fiction guy, John.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm not the biggest Pulp Fiction fan. I like it, but I yeah.
Wow, we've never that's never come up. I think in like yeah, that's
Yeah, we
crazy.
don't
And
really
like
talk about
we've
that.
done a
Yeah.
movie podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
We never learned that. I'm just finding this out now that you're not that into Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Tarantino, I guess, and maybe
Yeah,
I've
we talked about
mentioned,
Tarantino, but I never
but
Pulp
yeah.
Fiction.
Yeah. Um, but I guess, yeah, as this one went on, I found myself getting more invested because I was trying to figure out, exactly what's going on. Because it was, to me, I feel like a mystery, and that I actually, up until it really picks up and you start to learn more, I was kind of in the dark about, it wasn't like predictable. So that's what I liked
Mm.
about it too. Um, so yeah,
Well, cool, man.
yeah,
I'll try to see it. I'll try to see it, but maybe the fear will take over.
Yeah, don't let the fear get
And
to you. Fear is an illusion.
yeah, very true. And so is the
Yes.
film, you know.
Yes. And life itself. Yeah.
Yeah. What is real? What is real? Now we're in like I don't know if it's like we're in a Chris Nolan, a stupid Nolan movie or something.
Yeah.
All right. But here's why I didn't see Weapons, John, is because I saw something very different from Weapons.
Oh,
I
let's hear
saw
it.
I saw James Gunn's Superman.
All right. I did
Very
not.
very late to the party. Yeah, I remember there was a moment where you said, I realized I'm not very interested in Superman. I forget, it was like a couple months ago, but you were like, you tried watching the Christopher Reeves one, and you're like, I
Oh
realized
yeah.
during that I'm not very interested in Superman.
I just don't think I'm interested. No, thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, I'm definitely not disinterested. I'm interested in Superman, but not too much. So here's what I'll say. So I went to see it late, really late, not like late at night, but like it's been out since like what, June? I forget. Um, but
Yeah, probably around then.
been out a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
But of course, it keeps playing because it's a superhero movie. It's never gonna stop playing. It might be in the theaters in September. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
also, why I'm not worried about Fantastic Four. I don't even know if I'm seeing Fantastic Four. Um, but yeah, so I went to see Superman, and I thought it was great. First of all, I think it's like it was like I would almost say a near perfect movie.
Wow.
Yeah, but so I go I'm at the Universal City Walk, which is a perfect place to see a movie like Superman because it's like the Universal City Walk is like a great movie to see a blockbuster. Um because it just feels like that's what Universal stands for. You're
Yeah,
like,
right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Hmm.
and they have a great theater. It's one of the nicest theaters you'll ever go to because particularly because I think they know that a lot of the tourism and universal traffic is going to be coming through and possibly seeing movies there. So they want the theater to be like top notch, like not like it's comfortable, but like in a good way. Like it's not like it's like in a great way comfortable. It's just like state of the art, like sound and just the look. It's just a great place to see a movie. Um,
It seems like peak commercialism, just
it
that whole
is, yeah.
area. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. It is. But it's also fun. Yeah, it's like
Hmm.
it's stupid, but it's fun also. Yeah, like I saw Top Gun Maverick at the IMAX of that theater, and I was like, it was the perfect place, perfect thing to see there. But I also saw, I think I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, which is not like, I mean, it was great. It was the IMAX is incredible there, but it kind of feels like a weird thing to see at the City Walk.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, so I have to get my parking validated on my way out because it costs like $35 to park at the City Walk.
Oh my
So if
gosh.
you, yeah, right, it's insane, and you feel
Yeah.
stupid because you're just going to see a movie. So, but they validate and you get 30 back. So you're only really paying $5. But you get in there and then you're there like 35 and I'm like, holy fuck, man. And it goes down at night, obviously, but if you go there during the day, it's just like because everyone's just filtering in, there's people from whatever, like Nebraska or Long Island or Oklahoma or whatever, wherever, like
Yeah.
going to Universal, like it's all expensive. Um, and so I'm going to get my parking validated, and the guy asks me, "What did you see?" And I said, "Superman." And he's like, "What did you think?" And I was like, "I thought it was great." And he's like, "Do you regret not seeing it when it came out?" And I just was kind of like, "No, not really." Like, it just like left. Like, I do not care that I
Yeah.
that I didn't see it when it first came out. Um, and also having said, like I said, I think this is a near perfect movie, but I also don't really care about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
care about a superhero movie in 2025. Like it was really good. Like there's so much enjoyable things and it's very smartly written and the tone is exactly what you want. Like it's fun. There's a lot of good stuff, but like, do we need this? No, it's like, it's part of the consumer train, it's
Yeah.
just like the wheel keeps going. There will be another new Superman. No matter how good this franchise does, there will be another Superman in 10 years, and there will be critiques of that one, and there will be people who like defend it. There will be people who hate it and people who don't care, just like this one. And this is just going to keep happening. And so like I don't really care, but having said that, like when it was over, I was kind of like, all right, if they keep making them and they keep being this good, then I'm okay with that. Like if it
Mm-hmm.
continues to stay like this, then great. I'll
Yeah.
I'll 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 see the other ones because this was good. Um, and this is probably the first superhero movie I've seen in a long time in the theaters. I don't know when the last one. I think the last superhero movie I saw was like Sam Raimi's like Doctor Strange or something. And it was only because Sam Raimi was making it.
Yeah.
Uh, and
I
I
feel
don't
like my
think.
last one was like Black Panther
Yeah, see that's like over a decade. That's like nearly a decade
20
ago. That's over a decade. Yeah.
2017 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't, yeah, I think like same with like Superman. It's just one of those that like, if it piques my interest enough, I'll watch it when it's like streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
That's where I've gotten to it. Yeah.
And it's like it's well done, but might I say I kept like sitting in it thinking like, okay, here we go. Here's this part of the movie. Like the amount these formulas have been done. It's like, and the fact that people aren't over them yet and
Yeah.
just keep soaking up seeing the same narrative over and over again. It's the same
Yeah.
story over and over again.
Yeah.
The fact that people aren't sick of it like really shows um that's really one of the problems in the world, I think, nowadays, that we're not, that people don't care that they're seeing the same thing or don't even notice.
Yeah.
Um they're
I
just
so
like,
agree with you on that. Yeah, that does
yeah.
bother me.
Yeah, yeah. Like I love like mythology and mythos and like things that the hero's journey stuff and things that people can apply to their own lives. That's what, like, I look for that in movies, and I love, the whole Joseph Campbell stuff. I love that. But it's not like, I think something like Dune, for instance, is way more unique of a like new type of like a different type of mythology that hasn't been on screen really, to
hmm
where you're like, like he's the chosen one and stuff like that, and he's got a destiny, and he's, we all can see ourselves in him thing. Like when the superhero genre, like it's really just, it's, I don't know, it's like fast food. Like
Well,
Taco Bell always has new items, right?
yeah,
But they're always, but at the end of the day, it's like tubed meat, sour cream, cheese, and beans, but just
yeah,
served a different way. It's
lettuce.
just
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's just served a different way, and it's gooey, and it's meant for stoned people, and but this is not the right metaphor because I care way more about that than I do about the superhero. I actually get excited about fast food things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. For instance, Wendy's has a new they have a Pop Tart, strawberry Pop Tart Frosty.
Oh my
And I
God.
had it last week, and it was life changing. It might have been the peak of my 2025. No, I'm
Wow,
kidding.
I haven't heard of
No,
that.
no, check this out, John. Like it. They have
Uh,
all these new Frosties.
what?
They have these chocolate ones. You can get the strawberry Pop Tart Frosty with chocolate Frosty, or you can get it with vanilla. I might get that later tonight. Yeah,
Whoa.
I said here
Wow.
you heard it here first. Yeah, yeah, right. A lot of new
Man,
Frosties,
that Pop-Tarts one,
right?
I can just like I feel like I can taste it in my mouth and I can only imagine what it tastes
No,
like.
it's great. It's great, John. It's like a
Oh my
it's
God.
it's almost like a strawberry milkshake, except you get the crunch of the Pop Tart in it.
Wow. You know what? Respect to Wendy's. I would say like Taco Bell, I feel like Wendy's is like the burger fast food place that
The
I
burger
feel like
of
they'll do something
the
weird. They'll
yeah,
try
yeah,
new things like the Baconator or this stuff.
yeah.
Or they have
Well,
square
I mean,
burgers for some
well,
reason.
uh, now it's turning into this whole thing, but
Oh yeah.
square burger, or was it square burgers? But like here, I was actually having the same subject talk with my brother on the phone the other week because we talk a lot about fast food, and I made the point that almost, and I don't know if you have Jack in the Box where you live, John, so maybe that like, um,
I've
do
never been to Jack in the Box.
all right, so Jack in the Box, which actually apparently just expanded to Chicago,
Oh,
um, is I think even before Wendy's was doing the Taco Bell like
wow.
stoner like we're just giving you whatever. We're just doing different things. Like here's a
Yeah.
pineapple express milkshake. And now we have like we do breakfast all day. And then they
Yeah.
have all this other stuff and like but then I noticed because I had fast food twice in the same week and I got addicted again and now I need to cut myself off again. Um, I went to McDonald's and Wendy's, kind of like you're saying with Wendy's, and I noticed I'm like, okay, now they seem like they're doing the same thing Taco Bell and Jack in the Box are doing, where they have all the creative new things out and you have so many choices.
Yeah.
Um, we live in a beautiful country filled with choices.
Amen. Yeah.
Or
We
like as
really do.
George Carlin would say, is like the illusion of choice.
Yeah. It's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah,
Um,
two political parties, but you can get 15 things on a bagel or whatever. Oh.
yeah, I was in Wisconsin visiting a friend, and on my drive back, I specifically went to this gas station that was connected to a Taco Bell. And the ordering, they you don't even order to a person anymore. It's
Right,
just
right.
like you walk in and there's these screens there, and it's like, oh my God, it's like porn. Like they really should like limit how much stuff they put on these menus because I was just like going through all these different delicious, amazing things that I wanted to try and how like inexpensive everything is too. Um yeah, it's
Yeah. You always I think at Taco Bell specifically, you always end up getting way more than you intend. Because you're
yeah.
like, well, how often do I come here? Not that often. I might as well go all out. And then you're like, oh, I just spent $15 at Taco Bell. My intention was to spend like $5.
Yeah. And you get like four burritos and a Baja Blast and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Four burritos, like four giant burritos. And
Yeah.
you're like, these are all kind of the same. You're like,
Yeah.
this one's the one with chicken in it though.
Yeah. They're all just clearly designed to just taste amazing and be
Yeah,
incredibly
yeah.
bad for you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
But
so delicious. Yeah.
yeah, oh agreed. And anyways, that is Superman, everybody.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot
That
what
is
we were talking about for a
Superman.
second. Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect segue is fast food and Superman and the fact that people are like, James Gunn's got a new DC universe. It's like, you know, In and Out could be opening in in the East Coast sometime too. I don't know. It's like the same thing,
Yeah. Hmm.
the same thing. Amazon, I don't know. Amazon did something bad.
Well, they did, they did. Amazon does a lot of bad things, but
Right,
the
right.
whole reason for like they spent so much money to get the rights to Lord of the Rings because
Mm,
they thought with how popular Game of Thrones was that people want just like a medieval style show.
yeah.
And I guess I have a friend that watches that show and he likes it, but
It's always, yeah, I mean that's how it is
but
for everybody. Yeah.
yeah,
I have one friend I know that watches it and
but
he's
who else
enjoying
is
it.
watching it? Yeah.
No, there's nobody. Yeah.
It's like just why do we so we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to do this, and it's like so like people didn't just watch Game of Thrones because it was medieval, or
No.
it's just like why do we need to spend all this money on this garbage, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Stupid. Stupid.
You know
Well,
how many
anyways.
Taco Bell burritos you could buy with the money they spent on the Lord of the
Right.
Rings show?
And feed the homeless in San
Yes.
Francisco and Los Angeles and
Yes.
yeah, etc. Well, that is just what you get here is ideas on Cinebums.
Yes.
Uh John,
Musings and
there's
ideas.
a I've had a radio channel on in my car recently, and it's
Hmm.
a jazz it's the LA Jazz channel, and it's 88.1. I don't know if it's K Jazz, but it might be. I don't know. It's like but I was like thinking I'm like
KJs.
I'm listening to 88.1.
That's very close to K-Bum.
It's a little yeah, yeah, it's a little close. Um but yeah, that's another episode of Cinebums, guys. John's gonna take a trip. He's gonna take a journey, a personal journey. I'm gonna
Yes.
continue my personal journey, just not, not in Germany, and we'll be back with new stuff. Uh, we're planning to do something along the lines of the Criterion Channel, so because I'm about to get it,
Ooh.
so stay tuned
Oh.
for that. Um, we decided that K-Bum is not canceled yet for those who like K-Bum, so it will be back
Yeah,
for
don't
those who
worry.
are wondering. I
It's
mean,
hanging by a thread, but
it'll be back to get 20 views and get copyrighted within the first 12 hours.
yeah, the copyrights and the
Yeah.
random blocked countries are coming after us, but we'll
Yeah, right,
persevere.
right. Yeah, yeah, no Russia. Yeah, we'll try to get back into Russia.
Yeah.
And then maybe some more office recaps. Um, for now, that is everything in our Rolodex. Uh, thank you for choosing Cinebums, and have a great day, all of you.
Yes. We salute you.
There we go. All right.